Alright, this is a jigsaw puzzle generator I found on the web. I think I found this listed on the Next Wave forums. Anyway, there's... Alright, there she is making her cuts. And I've got my power set on this 20 watt atom stack laser. Next Wave sells it, but it's an atom stack. And I've got it set at a 100% power, 7 inches per minute move speed, and this has V-carves settings, and that's doing pretty good. Plywood's kind of a fun thing to cut. It runs into different glues and different layers of wood, and so sometimes you think you're cutting through it and then it doesn't. So I had on one of my other ones where I didn't cut all the way through, and I had made a mistake of lasering the curve twice, which that made, you see that jump? That surprised me. That's that aluminum underneath that getting hot, and it's causing it to pop. So anyway, that was kind of fun, and I got that on video. Anyhow, it's going through there and going to town. You see the smoke off to the right there, so it's going through. And again, I had my power at 8, and it wasn't quite cutting through, so I moved it down to 7, and that kind of thing. If it doesn't cut through there, I'm not going to laser it again. I'll basically put it on a board and put a cleat on the back side of it, and I'll run it through my drum sander, the machine, my 13-inch drum sander. So we'll do it that way. So, all right, it's going around the perimeter cutting it. It's right at 52% done. It's got to cut the horizontal jigsaw pieces yet. Going down through there, and laser just basically hitting on top of the magnet right there, and it'll actually score that magnet, and it'll cause it to break at the very edge of it. So the heat causes it to break. Now it's going horizontally across it, cutting out the little jigs and the zags and stuff like that. So around at 53%, and we'll let her rip. See how she comes out. All right, 20 minutes, and it's carved. Let's see what she looks like. I see some overburn there. Hopefully that'll wipe off. All right, that slid right off of the laser and just onto the plywood. I'm gonna get some alcohol and see if I can get that off with alcohol or white vinegar. All right, we tried wiping that with the denatured alcohol. We're gonna try a little bit with a white vinegar. Diluted with water to 4% acidity. Okay, this is the white vinegar cleanup, and this is the denatured alcohol cleanup. And I just went through this line right here with a wet denatured alcohol. Of course, it smudged a little bit. I'm going to go over this line with a white vinegar. All right. The white vinegar doesn't actually a little better job of cleaning. The only problem is the amount of elbow effort is considerable, and if you're not careful, you'll start wearing through your paper, and it'll start smudging up. Now, I don't know if that could be taken care of with an extra, couple coats of verdict's not out, but those are the containers of just your denatured alcohol and your white vinegar. And it's kind of funny to me that the other setting at 8, I didn't get the Soot so much on that other cutout. So kind of a different thing. All right, I'm going to spray the back of these with some spray premium clear gloss enamel, just to put a coat over it so that I don't get the Soot all over them. And let me go ahead and get that done real quick. All right, I'm going to put another coat over the back side of that with that clear enamel. And there she is right there. That'll seal the back side of those puzzles. All right, that's the second coat on the clear gloss enamel on the back of them. I'm going to turn them over and put the polyacrylic on them. Alright, we're going to put this polyacrylic. It's a
polyurethane, water-based, and fast drying. I'm going to put this over the top of these now, spray them down, and see how this does. There we go. So let's put a coat on it. Alright, 59 degrees. In shop. Got a couple of heaters going. And I've got a couple of coats on there. And we'll see what we got. It don't look like my contact adhesive is doing a very good job of staying down there. So maybe a waste of time. Popping up on me. Getting kind of wrinkly. Alright, that stuff saved the day. I was able to get them, pull them off of there and stick them, just lay them over there on the saw, and then spray that with that, both sides, and lay it back down. And hopefully it's not going to wrinkle, but I think it's going to stick. So there we go. And yeah, so anyway, don't go any more than 200 on your count for the spray, because the other's headliner spray, and it'll get wild on there, and it doesn't hold as well for paper. So there you go. Alright, I'm taking a second coat on this after it's been adhered. So this will be the third extra coat of the poly, now that it's actually sticking to the board. And so we'll put another coat of the poly on there and then let it dry overnight. And this is the Spray PolyAcrylic third coat. Alright, I've been wearing this One Step Harbor Freight disposable, and I've been using that, and it works good. I've got another one up there as a backup, and you know, it's a good mask, and you can't smell anything when you've got it on. Of course, I don't have it on right now, but you know, I've got the vents on and stuff. Anyway, so there's my polyacrylic in there. It's got its drying out. I'll go ahead and turn off the heater and the dust collector. Let's see what the temperature's in here right now. It's 62 degrees, 50% humidity. All right, recapping on these, I had made a mistake and used the wrong instant bond stuff, spray liner, and it had not done a good job. Ended up had coated these twice with that spray liner with a polyacrylic spray, and then I noticed it started bubbling up on me, and I thought, oh my. So I was able to pull them off of there, just a piece of paper. This is just cardstock. I'll print it off of a printer, Inkject, and so I was able to pull them off with minimal damage, and then respray it with a different kind of contact adhesive, and then roll it back out on it. And I got some goobers on some of my stuff from rolling it back out. Anyway, I'm learning, and so now I'm learning about the mask and cleaning it. I'm going to take one of these that's fairly clean and mask it with some blue tape and see if I can cut it first. And then I'm going to just cut one with just the acrylic and a laser with no masking and see if I can get the Soot off of it. And that's really where we're at right now. I just got through configuring the old Shark to laser mode, and it took me about a minute and a half to do that. This is just a 1/4-inch plywood jig that's off the side. I'll just put some 8 pin nails in it, little 1/2-inch pin nails. That anchors it down, and then I put in my Shark waffle board, and then I zeroed off of the corner there with my bit, and then zeroed my laser height. And that looks like I need to reattach my good old-fashioned air assist and get that loosened up a little bit so that it'll stay put. And yeah, so So I'm ready to turn on the air assist and the vacuum and put the piece in there and cut it out. I'm going to go ahead. All right, I've got 6 bags of these Ranger puzzles. They're basically just a 1/4-inch underlayment plywood, and I did find some variants in the plywood. This is just like an underlayment you put underneath vinyl flooring in your house. It comes in 4x8 sheets. I had just cut that into the 8.5 by 11, same size as a piece of paper. I had printed it with the inkjet printer on the piece of cardstock, and it filled the cardstock, and then I had laminated that to the piece of cardboard that was printed on the printer, laminating them together with a spray adhesive, coating both sides. I rolled that over with a rolling pin, and then allowed that to dry for just a little bit. Then I shot 3 coats of polyacrylic, one on the back, and then one on the front, and then another one on the front. And I allowed that to dry for 24 hours solid, probably closer to 2 days, and it was good and dry. And I think that was a secret to the soot buildup. And then basically, after I lasered them all, I cleaned the lasers with baby wipes and just wiped them off. And for the biggest part, they all ran through with just one run over with the laser with power of 100% with a 20 watt and a speed of 7. And there was a couple that had some voids in it and different stuff. It burned out kind of weird, so I had to run it twice. And I had my jigs positioned where I could put them right back down there with everything in it. But anyway, I made several of the family picture ones, and then these. Then I got one that I've hand painted. But anyway, the secret to it was the polyacrylic, coating that on both sides, and then the 2 coats over the cardboard and the printer, and then the baby wipe was a very good tool. Basically, I just wiped them all off, and polyacrylic kept it from going in and staining the wood. So I was really pleased with that, and overall it was a good deal.